All right, welcome back to the Muscle Maturity Podcast, episode number 70. I am John Hansen, Natural Mr. Olympia. I'm here with my co-host Samir Bannout, Mr. Olympia, and Marcus Guerrero, Old School Labs ambassador and the winner of the first transformation contest. They got another. Tell us a little bit about this other contest coming up, Marcus, because that's coming up next month, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So registration is now open. All right, you have until April 15th to go to oldschoollabs.com. It is the Spring 2024 Transformation Challenge. I'll be hosting it. It is an amazing group. All right, to get in, you use code CHALLENGE. You buy an amazing product from Old School Labs. You can get you some creatine, protein, of course, the Samir Bannout Signature Series. We got Replica GH, Crea Prime, Lava 196, my girl's favorite product. She literally would not start her day without it. So make sure to get in, register. It's an amazing group. We got all sorts of prizes going on. So we literally have $5,000 for the first place winner, second place $1,000. We got gift cards every week. There's new prizes coming up, sponsorships. I mean, you can't go wrong. All right, best bodybuilder, best promote. Just literally an amazing group for just
sweet,
awesome group of people. Yeah, you got till April 15th. Make sure to sign up and get it in. Cool. It's an amazing group. I'll be hosting it. I'll be with you all. So it's, come on. We got the people like Samir Bannout, John Hansen.
They can start signing up.
Having an eye over it.
They got to sign up for April 15th.
Exactly. Yep. April 1st, you can start right now. It's live.
Okay.
And then, of course, April 15th. Make sure to get it in.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's talk about the Arnold Brazil. That's coming up next weekend. And we got a good lineup. Different lineup than what was at the Arnold Classic and the Arnold UK. So we got Rafael Brandão, who was the 2022 champ, and then he was third at the Arnold Classic this year. And he looked really, really good, his best look ever. Yeah. And then we got Good Vito, who I think is making his pro debut because he didn't compete last year. And then we got Tony O'Burton, who won a contest last year. He looked really good, and then I think he was 8th at the Olympia. And then we got Carlos Thomas Jr., who looked really good last year when he got third at the Dallas show that Andrew Jack won. And then we got William Martins, who's another Brazilian. So got a really good lineup. So who do you guys think is going to be the favorite? Do you think Rafael looked like the guy who's supposed to win this one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rafael come a long way.
Definitely looking like it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he made a huge changes since the year before. I mean, I honestly, and some people really told me that Rafael could have been worthy of second place. To that point, I mean, look, he was like so popping and hard. So whatever he did, he needs to continue to do that because now he have plenty of beef. Before, he told me personally, he said, Samir, I need to put on some muscle mass. And actually, he did a good job. And I'm happy for him. I think he's the favorite, yes. So.
Yeah. He actually said, I don't know if you caught the interview the champ before, and he was saying he was bringing that Samir package when he had the mustache and everything on the interview, right? Like I think it was a Thursday before the Arnold Classic. He literally said he was going to bring that Samir package.
And then he shaved it. He shaved it right for the contest.
Well, he didn't bring the Samir package.
If the reason why he didn't come in, we didn't win or come in second, because he shaved his mustache. He lost that Hercules strength.
Yeah, he should have kept it on.
But look at how good he looked. He looked damn good. And you know what? I think him and Neil really did a good job because, I think Neil has lots of experience in coaching. Neil used to coach Flex Lewis, by the way. Remember? So he have a good track record. Whatever they did together, I thought was wonderful.
Yeah.
They peaked properly. The muscle was much fuller. It was in excellent shape, popping in the whole 9 yards. So if he continue on that kind of, a trend, he continue to improve. Yeah, I think he'd probably win that show, more likely. I don't know. I don't want to see the other guys too competing.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. You got Tony O'Burton. I mean, you can't deny Rafael at this point. I mean, he looks insane, but Tony O'Burton, that's somebody, I mean, that's That's one of my favorites in this
Let's see
show.
some
I
photo.
like Tonio a lot. I liked his physique. I think he has a when he
Yeah.
turns to the side, especially, it reminds me a lot of Dexter
Oh,
Jackson. Very
yeah.
reminiscent of Dexter
Wow.
Jackson,
Yeah.
but just a little pit bull frame. I love the frame that Tonio carries. He won the New York
Mm-hmm.
Pro last year. I think he beat out like Stu, and he just looked insane. If he's not first, he's definitely second. I mean, we can't deny Rafael, so he'd be my second place
Well, also,
choice.
you don't know,
But
Marcus.
as
We
far as
don't even
bias
know, but
goes, that's
you're
one of my
right.
favorite physiques on the stage.
I saw him actually in New York, and I was very impressed. I
Yeah, it
was there
depends.
live. I was sitting in the first row, and he looked
Yeah,
very impressive, honestly. So, I mean, let's see what kind of package they're
yeah,
gonna bring into the show next weekend, right, in Brazil. So, I can see the two front
yeah,
runner,
yeah. I mean, he looks
both
sharp.
of
He
them.
looks
I
sharp.
like his flow. Oh yeah, you know he flows very well. I mean, pretty good calves and good sweep,
Yeah.
small waist. And so let's see how they match up when they hit poses next to each other. What do you think, Jean? I'm asking you now between the
He
two
just has
here,
that
between
compact frame.
Brandão.
To me, that's something I always liked was like that compact look.
He looked a little bit sharper in New York, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Raphael's probably
So how long ago was that video right there? Yeah, for
I
some
don't know.
reason he looked different. I liked his look in New York when I was there witnessing him. I was very impressed. But something looked different about him right now, you know? But I like his body. Don't take me wrong. Small waist, beautiful lat, nice rib cage. Um, some people are really when they train in legs, they focus on the quad, on the inner quad. They don't really hit the outer part of the sweep. You know what I mean? But anything is possible. We'll have to wait and see this next weekend. Um, he looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Carlos Thomas Jr.?
He's massive. I'd like to see more chat. His quality here is excellent. His quality is excellent. I would like to see more chest, or maybe you have other photo to show us right here. The shoulders and arms are incredible. Thighs are huge,
Yeah,
huge arm.
I think seeing him at the
I like to
Texas
see more.
Pro when he went up
He was
against
weak from the
Labrada
back
and
last year,
Andy
right?
Jack.
Wasn't his grip of bicep weak?
Lots of arms, lots of legs. I want to see chest and back.
Yeah, because the conditioning
Hmm.
wasn't the best either, honestly,
And right here,
at the Texas
his
Pro. So I feel
condition
like
right
if we
here
can
is
bring
not
that
good.
conditioning this time
Good.
around, I mean,
Let me see here. Legs look pretty sharp to me from this distance. Arms like really massive. Hamstring, glute. Um, let's see. Pretty impressive hamstring and calves. Yeah, his lat could be longer, but he's got a good back. The lat could be slightly fuller on the bottom part, and because his arms and legs are huge, so you probably could handle a lot of more muscle on his chest and back yet. Right, John?
Yeah, I
yeah, I
think
feel
his
like he has a
last
really
year.
complete
I think his
physique.
last year his back was his weak point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It looked very
Yeah, I feel like if
impressive.
you can bring up his back, it'll be a game changer.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
the
agree
physique
with
is
you.
pretty
You
complete.
you
I
know
mean, little minute details.
you notice when he do like a crunching like that because his arm and delts take over his chest. You see, like he's got a lot of shoulders and arms and legs, so his chest
Yeah,
could be definitely better to create more balance with the entire body, or maybe some poses maybe not belong to him. He should not be doing all. He looks good in this pose. The legs should be closer together. When they spread the legs, you lose that beautiful proportion Remember that. Spreading the legs wide, it's not positive, it's negative. It's the wrong thing to do, from my perspective.
That's what Derek Lunsford kept doing.
Yeah, but from
And
the
I felt
back,
like it
it's
was
not
working
bad.
against him.
And the poses like that. Yeah, I like to see a little bit more bottom part of the back, like his trapezius, the bottom part of his back and lat. So maybe a little bit more bend over row, reverse grip, and focus on putting on beef on his lat. I mean, look at, for example, our co-host here, big Jean. If you look at Jean's back, Jean his favorite exercise is T-bar row, bend over row. If you look at John's back, it hangs all the way down. Look at Dorian, his lat goes down, all the way down. Dorian Nate, Ron Coleman, and they did a heavy bend over row. And the lat, and I did it too, and I think my lat was pretty long too. So he need to improve his lower lats a little bit. But the guys are impressive. Don't take me wrong, huge. Just a little more improvement. If you want to be perfect, you got to work on a perfect package.
You think if he comes in condition, he can beat Tonio?
Well, he's in good condition right there. I don't know. It's hard to say, Sean.
I can't.
We don't know what kind of package they got to bring to the show. Yeah.
Right.
But I really still.
I feel like if he comes conditioned, like with that good conditioning, it'll be I don't know, it'll be tough. But I love Tonio's body, but
yeah. No, his body is overall is great. We know, hey Marcus, we know nobody's perfect. Nobody. And he flows very good. But from my perspective, if I have to give him advice, I would really put more beef on his chest and lower lats. Because he's great. He's very good. And nowadays, very good is not good enough. And look at how much we talk about Samson. We love his body. We love his flow. But for Samson to get shredded, Lord have mercy, he's going to be like, and look at that. See, the lat, wow, he looks
that's
pretty
crazy.
full there. I don't know.
is
these guys are losing a lot of muscle the final couple weeks? I don't know. His lat looks incredible here.
Oh no, that's Tonio.
That's Tonio.
That's Tonio. That's not Carlos.
Yeah, that's Tonio. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be doing the same thing though if I was him. If I had that back, I'll be shirtless every time in the gym, just walking around.
I think Tonio's probably going to take second, but I like Carlos. Yeah. I think I like Carlos's physique a little better. I think he's got better shape. I really like the legs, and he's super thick. That kid's got a lot of potential. He's a young kid too. So I think if he can dial it in, man, he could possibly take second place. But Tonio's probably going to edge him out.
You see, in that pose, he kills his chest.
Yeah, I agree.
You barely see chest. You only see shoulders and arm and legs. Abs are not bad, but the chest here, it looks tiny in comparison. The chest is supposed to look bigger than the delts, honestly. His chest have to be like plumpy full. And so he could use, like I said, a little bit more mass in the chest and also the lower lats. But everything else is freaking.
Yeah, his legs are so big, and
for sure.
His legs are so big, and he's kind of short. He can tend to look a little blocky if he comes in. He's got to really come in good condition.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with the very overpowering shoulders, like in those shots, like the most muscle and all that.
He's impressive. I can't wait to see him on stage.
Beefy looking, you know what I mean? Look at that.
So, what do you think of this? Yeah. What do you think of Good Vito? He's got a lot of great pictures. He looks unbelievable in his pictures. And last year he was supposed to compete, and then he didn't. I think he fell off the stage or something when he was guest posing. So I think this is going to be his pro debut. What do you think about him?
I've already said the guy, he's a young kid. He's got lots of potential, and he flows very well. The guy we talked about, I think 4 or 5 months ago when he fell off the stage and he hurt himself. That's the guy, isn't that? Yeah, I think he needs to be a more professional about bringing. He did something that was not smart, in my opinion, but his potential is amazing. His legs, the guy's potential, He's potentially dangerous, very dangerous. But let's see what he brings to the stage. I like his body. I like his flow. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I hope he surprises us and comes in great shape. But I don't know. Based on his track record, I wouldn't bet any money on it.
Well, you see, when you're young, you try too much the last minute, and then you end up messing up. So that's why, look, when
Yeah,
Brandão did what he did it properly. He took his time and he stayed away from competition for a while. And he peaked with Nick Hill properly. This is what I'm talking about. Peaking is very essential, is everything. Remember, we always talk about the water war. And what worked for
yeah,
Samson was his wife. Worked better with that work with Milo. Milos, he did a very good job, but actually maybe a hair bit flattened, Samson a little bit, flatten him out. And I think Samson, when he full,
yeah,
like Brandão comes in full, it makes a huge difference, John. We know that. But see this guy right here? I mean, good Vito. I love
yeah,
his flow. Look at the lat, the rib cage, the small waist, the outer thighs, the separation. The kid is good. So would he show up? Was and look professional, and we go back to, like, let's say, how we always talk about, for example, uh, the Russian, like Krizo. Krizo have the package, beautiful flow, but Krizo always mess up the final minute. He does. So he's also
yeah,
pretty similar,
yeah,
but also Krizo is bigger and taller. I think he could come in great condition. He could surprise everyone.
yeah. He could. He could be a
That's
big
his first
surprise.
pro
So
show.
Yeah, I think it'll more
it'll
so
be a
be
good
like
contest.
Wow.
We got,
battle for like
yeah, I
one
think
and
this is
two.
his pro
Yeah.
debut.
Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at his side chest.
Tonio
Good
and
hamstring
Rafa,
calf.
man. I feel like good
The
Vito
kid is
and
good. He's very
Oh
good.
yeah.
Carlos
Look at
Thomas
his
would be
side.
my
He's
Leg,
massive. And,
yeah,
and
leg
you
is
know how
huge.
old is he, John? Do you know how old?
He's young. He's in his 20s, maybe
Maybe
mid 20s, I
23,
think.
24. Very good. Lots of potential. I mean,
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
see
I think
guys
maybe
like
24.
that and you compare him to Hadi Chopin, for example, what do we see different, John? We see, like, Hadi works hard. He works his butt off, and he comes in and he's always calm and collective. He get come on the stage with confidence and he peaked properly. Same thing with Brandao. When you come in that condition, you're going to be in the winner circle instantly. And so he has that. Will he do that?
Yeah,
I mean, let's see if he can bring that kind of
right.
body
Will he do it?
and demeanor to the stage and be professional like Hadi and let's say Brandao. So I see he has good
Right.
chances to break the top three if he's in shape.
Yeah,
I
I do
mean,
too. Yeah.
what's missing,
Look at him
John?
there.
Yeah,
It's
but I'd like
unbelievable.
to see also better
Yeah.
posing when he does some
I know.
poses. Yeah, good rib cage, good lats, great arms, huge legs. I recall somebody gave him something or whatever he did. He took an injection in his outer thighs, and it showed was embarrassing. Some of the thing when they're young, they do
Oh, really?
things and they don't analyze things properly, and so. But his potential is great. Let's hope he show up in great condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, big boy.
Speaking of Hadi, you just mentioned Hadi. Tyler Mannion came out with another video. He's been doing this after all the big pro shows, and he analyzes the mandatory poses, the comparison between the top two guys. So they did one for the Arnold Classic in Columbus, and he basically said that Hadi won that contest hands down. He won every pose because his conditioning was so much better. But at the one in the UK, Tyler said it was much closer, or it was closer because Samson was in much better condition and he was tighter. So he said actually Samson did win a couple of the poses. So it was like a 6-2 vote. If you look at the mandatory poses, I think he said Samson looked better in the front lat spread and the side chest. So Samson definitely made improvements from those, which we know he definitely made improvements from the Columbus show to the UK
Well,
show.
we said that already. Tyler is right. I mean, Samson came in vastly improved. He was pretty much like maybe 5-10% better than he did at the Arnold Classic, and it shows. And when you put Samson in the last spread, it's very hard to beat this guy on the last spread because he's wide. His shoulders to waist ratio is unbelievable. And he did come in tighter. He was popping a little bit more. But then again, Hadi is super etched. And that's what we always talk about. If he comes in etched to the bone like Hadi, then, like I said, all bet is off. See, Hadi is so much sharper. But he also looked amazing and a lot better than he did at the Arnold Classic. Yeah.
So that was without Milos. Do you think that was why he looked better, or do you think he just needed a couple more weeks of dieting?
You see, maybe what Samson's wife did is something that they were accustomed on doing before, and maybe they don't really force it. Sometimes when you go to the last bit of drop of dehydration, it backfires. It's a fine line, John. So if you lose too much fluid from the cell, you're going to end up flattened out and you're not going to pop. So again, when you rip, even if you have a hair bit of fluid, but you're already shredded, so there's no subcutaneous fat whatsoever, it's not going to hurt you. And this is what some of the coaches have to take it off their head here, that when you shred it to the bone, a hair bit of water will not show, especially from 7-8 yards away. Maybe from here to here, the ripped guys will look a little bit better. But from 10 yards away, the fuller guy will pop up more. Trust me on that. I'm telling you, after I don't know how many, 50, 100 years of experience, Marcus, it works. It works. Like, for example, when Arnold back in the days comes in at his best, Arnold load up. And, he told me, he says, Samir, I don't even touch diuretic. He did. He just eat and fill up and rest and having fun.
No, they didn't.
I'm telling you. So when you shred it to the bone and load up, a little bit of water cannot harm you. But if you're flat and hold in a tad bit of water, it's not as good. But if you're full, it's a different ball game. So this is what the complicated part to some of the coaches.
So it looks like Samson might be better off without Milos than with.
Listen, no disrespect to Milos. Milos been there, done that, and he's heavily experienced. But whatever he's doing on Samson may not work 100% on Samson. I mean, I know Logan Franklin. Logan and I sat down in Houston. We're talking. He showed me some photo. And honestly, Logan looked a lot better the night before. I don't know what show it was. But the next day, he didn't look near as hard because, if you use more than you need to, diuretic-wise, you lose water from the cell, and that's a no-no. And so, again, what works for you may not work 100% for me. So, personally, I would just stay away from diuretic altogether. Listen, John, I had a kid that he was with me yesterday. I had a kid that was with me yesterday. He wants to compete. And I said, if you do anything other than what I tell you, don't bother, come to me at all. So I saw him the day of the show. He said, he have a diuretic with him. He said, what do you think? Should I take it? I looked at him and said, don't you dare touch that. Don't you dare touch it. But from here to here, some guys near me, they said Samir, he might need it. No, he doesn't. He went on stage and he was the most ripped guy in the contest. He won the overall. So if he had taken that diuretic, it would have backfired. Sometimes you have to understand that's why experience is important.
Right.
So, it's a water war.
Right.
There's two different kind of water, John. There's hormonal related fluid that caused by cortisol and aldosterone. And this sticky kind of water, it works a lot worse against you. But it's a sodium fluid. If you shred it, it's not going to harm you. It will not hurt you at all. Dr. Dorian Ace at Dorian will agree with me on that. Yes. So whatever Samson did with his wife seemed to be working better. Let's not bullshit ourselves. Whatever Milos does for himself works good for Milos. Milos comes in shredded. He knows his body very well. But some of his clients may not be as responsive. So it's not always easy to resolve that issue. But, that's my opinion.
So what do you think about that, Marcus, about, with the judging, like we're talking about the 8 mandatory poses, and then it seems like that's the only way they're judging it now is just 8 mandatory poses, where, like I said, if we go back to Samir's day 40 years ago when he won the Olympia in 83, they had 3 different rounds of judging, and each round was judged, and every one of those scores would count toward the total, which would be the final placings. So they would have like a standing relaxed round where it was an actual round in itself, and they would do comparisons 3 guys at a time, just standing relaxed, just doing the 4-quarter turns.
Yeah.
And then they would have another round, which was the posing, and they would judge the posing. And then all 3 of those rounds counted. Now it seems like they don't judge. We know they don't judge the posing, and they don't have a standing relaxed round anymore. So now it's just based on 8 mandatory poses. So, as a younger guy coming into this new generation, do you think maybe they were over judging? Like you don't need to go through all that? Or do you think all you need is like the 8 mandatory poses to try to figure out who's got the best physique?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. Samir pretty much hit on the head for me. As far as the 8 mandatory, I don't think they give enough. That's the one thing I liked about Arnold is like people tend to give a little bit more to their posing rounds. They try a little harder. I 100% think that they should have that be count as the overall score as far as posing rounds. I think that's one of the artistry that comes with bodybuilding itself. Like it's an art, literally what everybody's doing, working on their body wherever you are in your journey. It's art. You're creating a masterpiece. And I feel like putting that masterpiece on display, like an art show, per se, that's what the posing round is. And, you can allow out some of your personality. That's one thing that I really liked about Antoine Vaillant's posing round. His performance, it was pretty much about his struggle with addiction. And so his whole routine showcased his life as far as, hitting rock bottom and then building back up. And you can see that in his posing. And I feel like that was that's beautiful. That literally brings emotion and like heart into the sport of bodybuilding. So I think even something like that, just speaking on the posing round, I feel like you're missing a big component of bodybuilding by not scoring that, by not making it, hey guys, put some effort into your posing. It's important. You know what I mean? So, and then even, so simple answer is 1000%. I don't think they're doing enough. I think
very good observation. I mean, I'm glad somebody from the new school believe in the old school.
That's why I'm here.
We're on the same page.
That's just the entertainment part of it. I mean, that's just like you enjoy seeing the posing. But I'm saying, do you think the posing should matter as far as where they place? Because a lot of the judges today say posing doesn't matter and it's all about the physique. And the posing's well and good. It's nice. If it's entertaining, that's great. But it doesn't matter as far as where they place because it's all about who has the best physique. And a guy who's a better poser than somebody else shouldn't place higher just because he can pose better. It's all about the physique. So what do you think about that?
So if they're close, all right. So say for instance, and this is my 100% honest truth. All right. So Hadi and Samson at Arnold UK, right? 1 and 2. For me, I would love to see, if the posing round counts, somebody like Samson, who's very close, it's neck and neck. Okay. 6 rounds to 2 or 6 poses to 2, whatever Tyler Mannion said. I do think that in a situation like that, I would love to see the posing round count to where maybe if it's, we're neck and neck, that person will come up. However, it does seem, kind of crazy to give, say, whoever is being 8th place, 3rd place based off of, being a good poser. You know what I mean? Like that would be tough for me to see someone who's placing,
So do you think?
Say it again.
So if they counted the posing round, you think possibly Samson could have won the contest because he posed better than Hadi?
Yeah, as far as I would give it a lesser percentage. If I'm doing it, I would give it a lesser percentage. It's not going to be as big as the 8 mandatories, but I do clearly think that granted, not taking anything away from Hadi. Like Hadi had an amazing posing round too, but I just like the artistry of it. Obviously, you had said,
"Oh, so it shouldn't count as much as the mandatory."
No. I don't think so. No. No. I think
the way they used to do it before was they had 3 rounds of judging, and each round was of equal importance. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, I would have it be a big bulk of it being in the 8 mandatories. I do think you should still do, the quarter turns, but I do feel like it should be the posing round, the least percentage as far as overall score.
Well, maybe so.
And then so on.
So the next thing I'm going to hear, Jean, no more posing.
Well, it's almost like
Come
that
on,
now because
posing.
the posing doesn't count. It's not judged, so it is almost like no more posing.
Yeah, and I think that's
Right.
a
Not good.
detriment,
Not good.
personally.
Definitely, I'm definitely not on board with the part that posing does not count. Definitely not. Why? It's very wrong. Not wrong. It's
I agree.
very, very wrong. We
Yeah, I
work
agree.
so hard to create art. We build our body like a statue, and the performing art is part of it.
Right.
If you don't perform and show what you have in a very classical way, maybe I do my side tricep this way. He does it in a different way.
Right.
Show us what, and let the judge decide. Oh, I like this side tricep more. He looks very good. And I mean, let people perform. Let
Right.
people perform and judge them accordingly. I mean, hey, then you think Makawi is not a good bodybuilder just because his double bicep does not match up with Lee Haney or Samir. But Makawi, he killed us all on posing. I'm just saying.
Right.
Makawi was a great poser, a great body. We got to keep that part in there. And I mean, I think Grandpa would agree. Tyler may not agree, but I think Tyler will eventually understand what I'm talking about. And I love Tyler. I mean, Tyler, he's a Greco wrestler champion. I've always been a great wrestler. But in bodybuilding, you got to go back and really learn from the history of bodybuilding. I did this for 50 years, man. I've spent my life doing this. And we still enjoy the posing routine of Frank Zane, of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Makawi, Labrada. This is a performing art. You take the heart of the sport if you don't apply the posing part. You take the heart of the sport out. Wrong. Very wrong. Excuse me for a second.
Anyhow. So you all feel it should be like 1/3, like, so it should be equal? Is that what y'all pretty much saying? Like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3?
Yeah, the way I feel is that, like, they always talk about bodybuilding is a sport or an art, and is it both? Is it, because I've heard people say, oh, bodybuilding is really not a sport. It's more like a beauty pageant because they don't do anything. They just get up and pose. So the way I look at it is I think it's both. I think it's a sport and an art. But the sport, I think, is when they're in the gym training for the contest. So when they're training for the contest, that's where they're an athlete, because training, I mean, anybody who's trained for a contest, anybody's trained, that's definitely a sport. You're training hard.
Yeah.
The training hard, the cardio, all that. But that's just to prepare yourself for the stage. Then when you get to the stage, it's not really a sport on stage. The competition isn't a sport. It's an art, and it's how you present yourself. And if you don't know how to present yourself, then you're not really a bodybuilder. You're maybe half a bodybuilder. You're doing the preparation part.
Yeah.
But you're not the other half, is the presentation part. So I definitely think it should be judged.
So you don't feel like
it should be,
you don't feel like the 8 mandatory poses displays that well as well? I agree. Like, I think that the posing round should 1,000% be worth a lot. Like, it should be a big percentage of it.
I think there's more to bodybuilding than just 8 poses.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what they're doing now. It's 8 poses.
You.
Like, how you look relaxed is a big part of bodybuilding because the body looks different when you're relaxed than when you're posing. Some people look better relaxed. And when you're relaxed, that's when you can really see the symmetry and the proportion and the flow. Now, I'm sure judges are going to argue with me and say, no, you can see all that when they pose too. But the body looks different relaxed, so they should judge that.
Yeah.
And they definitely should judge posing, because if you don't know how to present yourself, like me and Samir, we talked about Bertil Fox at the 83 Olympia. He had an incredible physique, but he couldn't pose. He didn't know how to present it. And then you talk about someone like McAway or Frank Zane. They don't have the mass that Bertil Fox has, but they know how to present it. Like, McAway's posing was beautiful. It took your breath away. It was artistic. That should be judged.
And he was in shape simultaneously. I mean, we're not gonna let someone win just because they can pose and the body does not match. You gotta have ripped physique like Frank Zane and Makawi. They're in good shape. So if Frank Zane pose and win the posing round, he's gonna lose the quality round.
And some people think that when I say posing round, I'm talking about like a guy who's could be 15th, but he comes out and he break dances and the crowd goes crazy. That's not posing. That's entertaining. He's just performing. I'm talking about presenting your physique. How do you present your physique? So I think the goal of the bodybuilder when he gets on stage You have to present your physique in a creative, artistic fashion. That's the art.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that,
Double bicep, you could do it a million ways. Yeah.
yeah, if you can't do that, you're
100%,
not
John.
really a bodybuilder. You're
All,
not presenting your physique.
all the dancing, doing the funky chicken bullshit. That to me, that's not bodybuilding. It's not a performing art. Performing art is showing the muscle, show the elegance of a great physique. You're not dancing. Right. This is not a break dancing contest. It's bodybuilding, for God's sake.
What it seems
so if you go up there and dance,
what it seems to me now is what they're doing with. What it seems to me now, what they're doing with the contest is they're trying to make it a sport by making these guys do the mandatory poses 4 or 5 times in a row. All right, let's see how tough you guys are. We're going to do these over and over and over again.
And who breaks first and all that, yeah.
The work is already done. You did the work in the gym. When you're on stage, the work is done. It's not really a sport on stage. It's not about who can do the mandatory poses 5 times in a row without dropping dead. It's about how you present your physique. So they're not looking at the posing, but they'll do the mandatory poses 5 times in a row to see who's going to break and who's going to last and who's going to have the endurance. I mean, that's important too. Okay. Trying to make an art on stage, and it's not really a sport at that point. It's an art.
I agree with you, Jean, and I think what the MPC Pro League should do, that IFBB and MPC Pro League, they should do like a survey. Take a survey of like the best 200 bodybuilder on the planet, and let's see who, and do things accordingly. It's like one person make a decision is going to upset 99 people that they are for the posing. I mean, I'm not saying I think, Tyler wants to help the sport, but the thing is, you still have to consult with guys like Arnold, Zane, Makaway, Tom Platz, Blee Labrada, Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray. We need to talk to the guys that have been there, done that.
Right.
We were raised doing bodybuilding, right there, from Vince Gironda to Larry Scott to Steve Reeves. It's always been performing art. And I know Jim Mannion would agree. I have zero doubt. I'm not questioning whether Jim Mannion will say no. But the idea of Tyler trying to limit the timing of the competition, I don't think we need to take the heart of the posing out of this. Honestly, with all due respect, I love Tyler. He's a great guy. But disagree with that part. 8 poses should not be the way to make decision based on that alone.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So you had said something, Samir, whenever you were talking about, and I get it, breakdancing, all that. Yeah, it's more entertainment value. So, for instance, somebody like a Breon is an immaculate poser, really brings that artistry to it, the elegance. It's beautiful. But so where do you draw? So, like for me personally, I've always loved Kai Green's posing. Now, yeah, it's very theatrical, but there's still an art to it. There's an artistry to it for me personally. Like to get in some of these dance move poses, I feel like there's a beautifulness to that too. There's an elegance to that as well. Do you draw the line at Kai or?
I hear you. I'm going to take a time out. I'm going to tell you what I think. Quickly, I'm going to jump on it since it's not is in my head. First of all, you do the posing routine that actually apply to bodybuilding, the double bicep, the side chest, side tricep. And then after you finish with that, if you wish to do 30 seconds of dancing stuff, that's fine. But the posing routine with power and grace should apply first. I think dancing, a lot of people don't want to dance on stage. Just because you dance, it doesn't gonna put you because as the crowd favorite. I don't disagree with that. If the crowd favorite when you're doing the normal posing, the double bicep, the side chest, the side tricep, and move elegantly like Makawi or Labrada, that's how we count judging. But if you do the funky chicken dance and you do the Michael Jackson walking backward, and this, to me, this is not bodybuilding. Right. And John said it first, and I'm 100% on board with that.
Okay.
And you might like the other part, the way around, Marcus. No, let's allow the entertainment part separate.
I get it.
The way I always heard it described was a bodybuilder should artistically and creatively present his physique. So whatever your physique is, you have to present it the best way possible. Like so, when Arnold went up there, He would hit
Thank
like
you.
more powerful poses. He'd hit those twisting poses. That's the best way for him to present his physique. Frank Zane did it differently. He didn't have that kind
And he didn't do
he would present his physique the
and
best.
none of us,
Now, if Kai Green,
and none of us
the
did
best
the
way to
fucking
present
chicken.
his physique is to do all that stuff, that's fine as long as the judges agree with that. But you have to present.
And
I mean, if it accentuates his physique, then it's better. But I agree with Samir. Doing breakdancing and dancing, is that showing off your body? No, it's you're just dancing. You're entertaining. So what? I mean,
by the way,
the crowd going. That's not really posing.
Yeah, John, let me just cut you quickly on this. Listen, I think Kai Green, in my opinion, one of the greatest poser. No bullshit. He's a great poser. He's elegant. He can do double bicep slide. It's like an incredible poser. So do Vince Taylor. Vince Taylor is this. But I personally don't like to be not serious. This is power and grace contest, not dancing contest. However, like Brayon, I work with Brayon. We pose together. And Brayon, when he does the actual poses, I mean, he doesn't have to do the Brayon when he did the swan. I personally thought it backfired. I think it backfired. Brayon has everything to do the serious posing. And then, like, again, at the end of the routine, you want to do the little break dance, and you can do that. But I personally won't do it, and I don't recommend it.
See, and I see that. I see the elegant arms, and I like.
No,
I like that about Brion's posing. I would see that, and I really enjoyed that. I thought, wow, that is cool. And I remember I heard Urs last time say he used to do ballet with his mom. I think there's power there. I know what you said about Arnold doing the strong power poses, but I feel like that might be their form of expression as far as not breakdancing, but more of the being able to hold those poses.
Like I said,
Say it again.
If it fits their physique, I think if it fits their physique, then they should.
I mean, that's why Nick Walker is not over here on his pose. Nick Walker is doing the more power poses. A little bit more poses compared to someone with more streamlined physique that's elegant.
Look,
I mean, I think the type of posing Urs does. Why with his physique? So I think he's doing.
Why do you think Chris Bumstead here? Sorry to cut you guys. Why do you think Bumstead is doing so well? Bumstead won the Olympia, I don't know how many times, 6 times, 5 or 6 times?
5.
Bumstead can pose, and he's sure of himself. When he does the poses, he's serious.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think he gained more respect from me, from my perspective. Bumstead is a very good poser. I mean, don't tell me. I like Urs. Urs and I some connect and talk and stuff like that. We keep in touch. The thing is, Urs, he's a good poser and have that physique. But dancing is a no-no. Dancing is a no-no in bodybuilding. But ballet is fine. Ballet, when you go on your toe, like Makawi and Labrada try to do balletic poses. That's fine. It doesn't look awkward. But the dancing and this kind of stuff, moon dance, and to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm too serious. Don't call me weird, but that's what I'm accustomed to do. From Vince Gironda to Steve Reeves to Larry Scott to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, Dickerson, none of those guys did crazy stuff like that. I call it crazy because I don't think it's suitable. I
agree.
To be judged for, that's me.
If you're guest posing, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, I agree. And Samir, I agree with you.
Oh, guest posing, yeah.
So in other words, we need to open up.
And Samir, I agree with you.
Guest posing is fine when you get
have a whole men's fitness routine. Give some more prize money there.
We don't need another category.
Man, man. Hey, man, I'm passionate. I'm passionate about this sport, and I will tell you the truth. For example, Kai Green is a great performer, but I think that kind of performer should be reserved for guest posing.
Yeah.
You guest posing, do what the hell you want. But when you judge, let's be serious about bodybuilding. And I think the MPC should enforce that kind of rule. Say, hey, no monkey business, just straight posing. Let me see your double bicep, side tricep, side. You can slide, do it as a ballerina. That's fine. but no funky chicken dance and break dance. That's not mine.
Right.
That's it. That's from my
Yeah.
perspective, you know.
Yeah, I think.
But I love them all, by
Yeah,
the
I
way.
think there's a
all
place
of
for.
them.
And
I
I
think
agree.
Bumstead is a good.
Yeah.
I mean, Bumstead's won the
I won't say anything into the rock.
Bumstead's won the
So,
Olympia
go ahead,
5
John.
times now. And you're right, Samir. He just comes out. He does a good routine. He shows his physique off. He does the best poses. He puts it in a good transitions, and he uses good music. Every year, I've seen that guy for the last few years. He has a good song, and the poses are coordinated with the music. Nobody does that anymore. I would say maybe 10% of.
And the
Yeah.
truth,
A great example of that would be like
the
a
truth
Terrence
must be
Ruffin.
told. The truth
I feel like
must
Terrence
be-
Ruffin is somebody who has always come
Yeah,
in and just
Terrence-
really the song,
He's a great.
journey separate ways, the little mashup of it, and just the posing just goes with the physique, and it is
Yeah.
still in that realm, but
my
it's a little bit more, I guess, bodybuilding, as you would say.
You know who Terrence's inspiration is? Lee Labrada. Lee Labrada was a great poser.
Well, and so how much dancing did Lee Labrada do? Lee Labrada didn't dance.
No.
I remember when Lee Labrada and I used to pose when I moved in Dallas, was in Houston. And Labrada is elegant, is professional. He doesn't apply the monkey business. Neither do you could see that Hunter is not doing that.
Right.
So my advice to all the bodybuilder: be a champion. Apply the art of bodybuilding in a respectable way.
Right.
You want to do a performance in Florida or in any contest in New York, out of the show, and do whatever performance you like to do and please the crowd. That would be cool. I like that. But outside the competition.
Right.
And I think the IFBB Pro League should enforce that. They should enforce that. We are serious about bodybuilding. We're not doing dancing contests.
Right.
You dance, you're going to lose points.
Yeah.
You know, guest posing, do it.
Yeah.
And so posing is so important when you talk about guys like Jean Quizzo. If he can pose, believe me, this guy can move from 6th place to top 3. He could be in the winner's circle.
Yeah.
So you cannot just let this guy just be big body. If he show what he had, oh my God, it's incredible. He can't pose.
And Samir, how many times have we seen that over the last 40, 50 years of these guys who have great physiques and they can't present it and they don't place high? You know what I mean? That should make a difference.
That's why you have an airplane, you don't know how to fly, you crash. If you have an airplane, you got to learn how to fly and land. You don't go like this with an airplane and you're going to crash. That's not flying. Unless you're doing a jet fighting show. Jet fighters.
I just think
that's my opinion, man.
I said before, I think just bodybuilders should remember the sport is in the training, the art is in the competition. So you got to present yourself as an artist when you get to the contest. That's what bodybuilding is.
I do feel like they should bring back like the quarter turns
100%.
as far as like an actual round that's judged, because I feel like, you know, that is the art in itself. Yeah, the quarter turns. I mean, you have people who look amazing and that just front relaxed. I think that's I agree in that sense. Yeah, they should definitely bring that back, because I mean, someone like Samson, someone like Andrew, you know, their bodies shine. Ian, those, you know, quarter turns from the side. He was somebody who just looked crazy. So yeah, I didn't know that those weren't judged anymore. Actually, I did not know that, the quarter turns.
I see him do the quarter turns.
I mean, if they judge you
mandatory poses, but I think the whole judging is based on the mandatory poses.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example. They ask you to do a double bicep, and you go like double bicep, both arms like that. What happens if you want to open up your arms and do a pose like that? Why not? Why not? Why can't you do a side chest pose like that with an arm right here, or flex, like, you know what I mean? It just, there is a million way to do a double bicep. There's a million way to do side tricep, and there's a million way to transition. So let's see what kind of artist you are. You want to do it in a balletic way? Beautiful. Labrada did so well with that. Macau did so well with that. Ed Corney used to bring the house down with his elegant posing. He didn't dance. Corney never danced.
No.
Remember that. Arnold never danced. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's, we all know he's the greatest in the game. He you know, nobody did better than Arnold. And just show me one video where Arnold is dancing.
Right.
Why? Because serious about it. You don't dance.
Right.
No monkey business.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
All right, we're running out of time, but let's talk about Crizzo. You just brought up Crizzo. Let's.
Living that live.
He might be doing the New York Pro, because if he doesn't do the New York Pro, then he's going to have to do a contest later to qualify. He has to qualify for the Olympia. So, what do you think about your boy Crizzo here, Samir? He was in this video.
Oh man, listen, I like his body. He's actually posing in Budapest here at Cathy Bella's gym.
Oh, okay.
I can tell from Cathy is so passionate. I was in that gym, it's an incredible gym. But look, Crizzo, honestly, he's have the best arms in bodybuilding. No bullshit. The best. Nobody has better arm and shoulder. His delt is like the size of a watermelon. And the good things about him, he's wasted. He doesn't have tummy. I love his body. But you see what I'm saying? His posing is hurting him. He can't pose. So, and if you think he's not going to be judged on posing, he's going to neglect that, and is really never going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
You got to pose. You got to learn how to show
and he's got the body to be a superstar.
Oh my God, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
This guy should be going in contest and making the top 5 at the Olympia, right?
Man, John, I swear, this guy could be easily in the winner's circle. Easily. 100%. First of all, you need to work on his confidence to go on stage and have how do you have that powerful face and go up there like, I'm the lion here. He need that. If you don't have the face, like, for example, Makawi or Labrada or Frank Zane, they go up there to be positive. I was watching Crizzo. He didn't seem confident. He seemed like, oh, I'm here, but I'm not really here. You got to say, I'm here with authority and flex everything and look pretty. Create line. Yeah. If you don't create line, I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care how impressive. We are impressed with him on Instagram. But I want to be impressed with his presentation on stage. That's where it counts. So, Crizzo needs to do that. We already said it 1 million times.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go up.
Unbelievable body.
Like this contest is mine. I'm going to win, and I never see him do that. I just see him look. His attitude is almost like, well, I'm here, but he doesn't really. I don't get the. I'm not here to win.
Yeah, sometimes you see that when they put the guys in the middle. You'll see that confidence start to build. When they're doing like the comparing, they go in the middle and instantly you just start to see them just open up. The confidence builds up. So you can tell it's a really major part of the sport or of the art.
Yeah,
you got to come out roaring. You got to go. I'm here to win.
Right.
And you're going to say like, I'm here and I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
Right.
So you can read that. We can read that on your face instantly.
Yeah.
A champion, they go on stage, act like a champion. Was like, they're up there, they're eager to win, and I'm here to win. Look at the legs. The placing of the legs is wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, also that expression like,
right.
It's not needed. You could do most muscular. You don't need that. You don't need to wave to the crowd, holler for me. You don't need that. All these habits created, sorry to say it, but all these habits created by fools. I don't want to say who was the fool, but there was a few guys that acted like a bonehead. You don't tell the crowd, hey, vote for me. Hey, what are you doing? I'm here, vote for me. No. You go there and say, look, vote for me like Arnold does. Arnold does it. Not one time I saw Arnold tell the crowd, post for me, or Frank Zane. No. Not once. No. Or Makawi. Or Labrada. And those are the best posers on the planet. Makawi, Labrada, Ed Corney, Frank Zane, Arnold. Not once I saw one of them going like this. Come on, guys. Please, let's make a bodybuilding great again and be like professional. And come on. What's right is right. And you know what? I'm passionate. I love the sport. And I love all the guys. Look, I think Crizzo is a badass bodybuilder. He could really beat everyone. But he needs to learn what John and I just talked about to come in up there roaring with confidence. and I'm gonna
we
win.
step in that New York Pro
You go up
team
there
without that
you're not
confidence, because there's somebody up there that's going to have that confidence, and that's Nick Walker. Nick Walker has that confidence.
Nick Walker,
So
yeah.
that's if he ends up with the New York Pro stage, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and Nick
Walker's going in there to win,
and you know what? And Nick Walker, it turned out to be one of the smartest guys. You know what? Because when he hurt people, he looks better as he got lighter and get trimmer body. We respect him more. We love him. And the guy is so good. Look at that. You see his face? Feels the power.
Right.
You know, and I think Nick Walker has come a long way, and he's smart. He's using his head. It's not like, I'm going to go there and win. He's not doing that anymore. Well, he knows. Yeah. You see it, you learn as you go. So he's deadly dangerous now, and really love the way he is right now. Great guy. Yeah, man, you got to be serious about the game.
It would definitely be the battle of the arms with them two on that stage if Crizzo ends up at the New York Pro. They both have, to me, like the craziest arms.
Yeah. Those are the craziest two arms in bodybuilding, between Crizzo and Nick. Nick's arms is like freaky.
Yeah.
And Nick is the only thing with Nick is more eager. Crizzo doesn't show me the power.
Yeah.
So therefore, I think Nick was probably, Crizzo, I think Crizzo has more advantage with his overall body, but Nick is huge in getting cut and getting more like wasted, and he's had the power personality. So I'll give the edge to Nick automatically. Why? Because you could see right away that I'm coming to win. This guy, I'm coming just to stand on stage.
Yeah.
You're not coming to win, to be another guy on stage. You're coming there prepared for a whole year to win.
Yeah.
And you go there looking like, so anyway.
And when we just looked at
Crizzo's posing routine, personal opinion.
We just saw Crizzo's posing routine. You could see he looked uncomfortable. He didn't look. You don't want to look uncomfortable when you get up there. You want to look confident. You want to look like a champion.
John, you and I and Nick, remember, we used to talk about for more than a year ago, almost 2 years, we've been talking about how good he is. And one time you and I made a bet about his back, and I lost the bet.
Right.
But we have been talking about him, and he's not cashing on that. He's not making the necessary adjustment. While Nick Walker, he made the necessary adjustment, and he's going to the next level. Crizzo need to do that. If he have a coach that tell him how many milligram and how much protein, well, now we know. But he needs a coach that tell him, we need the whole, you need to be ready in all area. Nutritional, mental, quality, all these things. So he's not applying the whole thing, but he's still improving. But yeah. So, for example, who won the Classic Physique again last year? What's his name? Wesley. Like Wesley.
Oh, Wesley, yeah.
Wesley came in. Wesley showed confidence. Yeah. You notice that?
And improved.
Wesley showed confidence. And so it is necessary for you to go to the next level, is bring in quality physique with confidence. So Wesley did. Honestly, I didn't see as much confidence on, what's his name again, our friend from Brazil.
Ramon.
Yeah, Ramon. Ramon didn't show as much confidence this time, and he probably knew his condition wasn't as good. But Wesley was confident and he was ready. Yeah. I always like Ramon's physique. I love Ramon's physique, but we're talking about there's a psychology of bodybuilding too. There's psychology there. So the mental applies. When you're a winner, you can see the winner. You can separate winners from someone who's not there to win. You can tell right away.
Right.
That's actually one of the questions I got was, do you think that Wesley can beat Bumstead at Olympia? Like, can you see that? Like, can you see Wesley both confident as they can be? They both have that same, the UK confidence, and of course, Bumstead confidence at the Olympia. Can you see Visser's taking the win?
Well, if you want to ask me personally, what do I think in my own analysis? Okay, Bumstead shoulder to waist ratio is very good. Bumstead as an overall package is very good, and Bumstead in the lower body is ahead. Okay, I love the shoulders of Wesley, the separation he brought in, the quality, the arms. The arms, Wesley's going to win the arms.
Yeah.
Wesley's going to give him a hell of a battle on top. But as a whole package, we're going to go back to see Bum, man. That's why he's Mr. Olympia 5 times. So Chris Bumstead is a package. So that's why Frank Zane is Mr. Olympia 3 times, because he looked at the package. The reason I won Mr. Olympia because I came in as a total package. So if I just came in with an arm and back alone, forget about it. I wouldn't even place. So you got to bring a package. And so Bumstead is bringing a package every time. In quality, in confidence, great presentation. Wesley is confident. He's bringing quality. But I saw that he dropped a little bit of mass in his lower body, although his legs were cut. But he lost a little bit of that sweep, which is Bumstead, as I see him Bumstead at his best, versus, again, I'm losing here. Yeah. So, but I think Bumstead has the overall package to win.
Yeah, I feel like his legs do help tremendously.
And so
the sweeping of Bumstead's legs is the one thing that he has clearly, easily above Wesley, because that sweeping of legs is just
without a doubt. And this is why Bumstead Mr. Olympia 5 times. We talked about how he posed, the quality he brings to the table. He's bringing a total package. Okay. So no disrespect to anyone, but that's my opinion.
If I was a betting man, I'd agree, but my heart's like I want to pump Wesley on. I want to see a great battle at the Olympia.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, let's say Leslie come in fuller. His legs maybe if he put on 5 pounds, 6 pounds, maybe 10 pounds with that same quality, then thing could be a little different.
Yeah.
But until he do that, I still see Bum in the lower body ahead.
Yeah.
The only pose that he can hang with is his arm, because his arm's honestly better than everyone. Wesley's arm is better than Bumstead. No disrespect, but the whole thing package, Bumstead.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
I think, I agree with you. I think Bumstead's got they're going to be similar height. Maybe Wesley's a little bit taller. But I think Wesley is going to have a little bit wider waist. He's just not going to have that overall aesthetic look that Chris has got. And even though he's going to have bigger arms, bigger shoulders, Chris is going to have better legs. And I think, the confidence of winning it 5 times, I mean, Chris is just going to bring that. But it'll be a good showdown. I'm glad to see Wesley improve so much because that guy's a hard worker and he's been working a long time. He's got good old school classic physique. I love his physique. He looks like an Arnold type of physique. But I think Chris is gonna take him. I think.
Oh, I mean, it's obvious that Wesley came in to win the show because his quality was superior to everyone. But I think doing that, he ended up losing some lean muscle. He ended up losing some lean beef from his lower body, in my opinion. No disrespect. I like his body a lot. But Bumstead now is coming in full, wasted, and there's a flow to the sweep in his size. And etc. Anyway, we'll stop at that.
All right, guys. Well, we'll cut it off there, and then we'll talk next week. And if any of you guys out there have any questions for us, just email us or send the messages on the link there, and then we'll answer those on one of these weeks when we don't have a contest coming up. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Good to see you,
It was
Marcus,
a pleasure.
John.
All right.
Bye, guys. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
As always. Thank you.